Good evening, wrestling enjoyers. I hope you're doing alright. It's time for the Abnormal Builders. Yes, in 1.5 hours' time, there will be a set number of skins which will become marketable, and we're going to try our best to chase after them, putting down our builders as soon as possible in hopes of making some sweet, delicious-looking profits. So first things first, you're probably wondering, Hedge, what is an abnormal skin? Well, if you look in the description of this video, you'll see two special videos that are provided. The first video, which is a short video, it explains everything in a nice generalised format within 60 seconds, explaining what abnormal skins are. After watching that, you'll probably get the general gist. But if you'll watch the second video, which is a lot more in depth, it's about 20 minutes long, but it'll explain why we're here, why we're doing this. Basically, it's all in an effort to be able to pick up these skins for a much cheaper price, because loads of people like to dump these on the Steam market without really knowing what prices they're actually worth. So we'll pick them up and we'll sell them for a much better price. It's as simple as that. But we have to try and be the fastest person to put down a buy order. And so we are now going to go ahead and try and figure out which of these skins, like what are they going to be worth? What prices would we might want to offer for all of them? So I'm talking about the likes of the Legacy Tier 3, we have the Ninja AK-47, the Antique Savage Sword, and the Legacy Bow. These 5 skins are abnormal. We're going to try our best to figure out, all the potential positives, the negatives, the things that are likely coming around the corner. We've got like post-Christmas around the corner and whatnot. We're going to try our best to figure out what prices we want to offer and try and hope to see if we can make a profit out of these skins. Understand? And after we're done talking about the likes of the abnormal skins, we have the regular skins. Regular skins, such as the Ronin hoodie and pants, and of course the Copper M249, they will only become marketable when the new Rust store appears tomorrow. The first Christmas Rust store of 2023, that will be tomorrow. So these 5 skins, they're going to become marketable in 1.5 hours time from now, and this, and this, they only become marketable tomorrow. Understood? All good. Let's jump in. Let's start trying to figure out prices we might want to offer for likes of Legacy Tier 3. So I'm sure many of you are fully well aware by now that this is a very ridiculous face mask. As you can see, right there. Very nice, very cool, and yeah, get a good look at that. Very nice. Now, we've brought up all the potential positives that we can. That right there is deceiving. Technically speaking, it's paid to win. From a distance, people will think you're wearing a beanie hat, when in reality, you're actually wearing a face mask. It doesn't have any facial texture. It's deceiving. It can trick some people. But I talked about this. If you're going to see someone wearing like full blackout with the likes of that face mask, it's not going to be too hard to realise what you're actually wearing. Now, for the lesser informed people, sure, you'll probably trick them. That's cool, that's nice. But overall, yes, it is deceiving. Yes, it is paid to win. Now, it's done over 50,000 bare minimum sales, which we can show you right here. So with that amount of people that have bought it, I'm talking individual people. So just to get this understood, when you buy a skin from the Steam market, from the Rust store, sorry about this. When you buy a skin from the Rust store, you automatically become a subscriber. This would mean 50,000 plus individual people have bought the skin from the Rust store. That is fairly ridiculous, especially when you look at the amount of people that are currently playing at the moment. That is a bit much, don't you think? But that's the bare minimum amount. We don't know if some people on certain private accounts and whatnot potentially bought thousands of them. We don't know for sure. So please keep that in mind. We are a fair bit worried that this is probably sold ridiculous amounts, and there's many private accounts out there that are just hiding them away. So don't be too surprised if the likes of the Legacy Kevlar face mask and the chest plate have very, very high quantities on the Steam market after about a week or two. Do not even be surprised by this. So that's an expectation. Now, when I first looked at the likes of this, I remembered another collection that sold a very high amount but didn't really suffer. I'm looking at the likes of the Pirate Collection. So Pirate Collection came out during the summer, and on average, all the core pieces sold between 50 to 60,000 sales each. There is a lot of quantity of it. And during the year, we have seen a ridiculous amount of these on the Steam market, with some prices come and go, but essentially, because it's so in demand, it still went up in price. So even during the bad times, whilst it did dip below its Rust store prices a little bit, it didn't go down that far. There was far too much demand for it. This whole set is a budget blackout set, and with blackout set being quite expensive, people are going to look for alternatives. This is the much more approachable and affordable option. Now, yes, this does blend in very nicely with the likes of Legacy Kevlar. Legacy Kevlar blends in perfectly nicely with all blackout options and alternatives. So this definitely has a home. You can blend this with the likes of Blackout Collection. It does look okay. So again, we can expect the likes of seeing some Tier 2 and hoodie and pants in the future as well. But with what we have in terms of sales, I'm still unsure. Like, if we can remember what happened with the likes of the Pirate Collection, this is going to probably be fairly stagnant for a while. However, we have post-Christmas in about 2 weeks' time. Okay, things are a little bit different. Now, just to also get this into your head, I don't think we're actually at the point yet of back to being on normal, like, player counts. We're still low. Now, even with the likes of Twitch rivals taking place at the moment, which I'm sure many people are watching and many people are claiming the likes of all the skins and whatnot, get a good look at all of that. 32,000 claims on a face mask. I'm sure it's a whole lot more than that. But basically, point I'm trying to get across is we haven't reached the peak player count. The expected peak player count is going to be towards the end of December when the actual post-Christmas begins. So I do bring this up in a video I uploaded today, the Rust Christmas Skin Investing 2023 update. It was actually yesterday, I made a mistake there. Consider watching that. It will give you a nice sense of understanding in regards to what's likely going to happen with this month. So going back over to here and looking at these skins, I can imagine that those two skins are going to still go up in demand and up in price around January time. But don't imagine that that's going to go super high. It might, but people who would want to see it go really high would have to spend a lot of money. Because, as I said, I do expect a ton of quantity to be appearing on the Steam market. So overall, we've established a lot of positives. We've established that there's a lot of quantity, which you could sit there and say is a bit of a negative. My answer to you is, what price are we going to sit here and offer? I think we honestly could just push all the way up to about $2.49. I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if other people are thinking the same. Now, more for the likes of the face mask. That's the actual piece that's deceiving and pay to win. Chest plate's all right. At the end of the day, I wouldn't be surprised if this dips down in price easier compared to this one. But at the very least, like I said, this is cheaper than the likes of Blackout. So we go over to here and take a look at it real quickly. You can look at the tier 3 more specifically. Whilst those two pieces back there are $2.49 each, you got the likes of the tier 3 for the Blackout here, $4.50 and just over $4. It's a fair bit cheaper. So it's definitely an option. It's definitely something that I can see a lot of people considering. But yeah, with this, could we still see the likes of the tier 2 and hoodie and pants being made? For sure. I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if that's made as soon as possible. We still have to go through Christmas rush stores, by the way, so just keep that in mind. I think we could probably go all the way up to like $2.30 with our builders. So my answer is, I think we can do between $2 and $2.30. I'm still somewhat hesitant. I can imagine this is going to probably stick around its rush store price for the foreseeable future. But like I said, I can't help but think loads of people will be returning to play this game at the end of this month. And, you know, throughout all of January, loads of people will be jumping in, find out about that skin right there, and then want to buy it and use it. And suddenly it's selling for maybe $3 or $4 or $5. So post-Christmas definitely could have a massive, massive boost for it. But we'll see what happens. Because we don't know how big post-Christmas is going to be this next upcoming year. Going into January 2024. It's up to you. So if you're a little bit hesitant, especially with the likes of how much we've seen sale here, I don't blame you. But there's one final extra thing that I want to bring up to you. If you were to go to the front page of the Rust Steam market, you would probably notice the likes of Whiteout Collection. Whiteout Collection, Blackout Collection, they're always appearing on the front page because they're always in demand. If I were to show you how many of them sold, for example, so if I go take a look at the Whiteout Collection, the hoodie, the pants, the tier 2, the tier 3, how much did it actually sell when it first came out? Well, bare minimum, 76,000 sales for the hoodie, 75,000 sales for the pants. That's 50% more than the Kevlar face mask. But what happened was this was so in demand that it never really crashed, it never really suffered. And eventually, after 2 years, it's flourishing ever so nicely. When we hit post-Christmas time, when we're fully into it, this is going to go up even higher, all right? This hasn't even peaked yet. So this just keeps trending up more and more and more because people are very, they really, really, really want it. Even though there's a ridiculous amount of these that were bought and technically are in circulation. So if demand is strong enough, it will still persevere. It will still do all right. So that was just one final extra piece that I wanted to throw out to you. But yeah, $2 to $2.30 seems to be probably the best, reasonably safe approach. You could still buy them at a cheaper price in which, if you wanted to sell them again, you very likely could and still get most of your money back. I'm saying that, yeah, if it stagnates and really, sticks at around maybe like $2.60 or something, if you bought them for $2.30, you could get your money back fine. Now, it shouldn't be too much of a problem. So, yeah, that's why I'm suggesting that. But if you're feeling super confident, if you're thinking, no, this is just going to do fine regardless, there's far too many positives, you're going to probably want to push all the way up to $2.49. I don't blame you. That's fine. And we have seen instances of that during this year. So, Let's use the abnormal time to our advantage. Let's get our barders down. Let's look at the support afterwards. We shall see what happens next. Sounds good? All right, let's move on. So, Ninja AK-47. This right here, and you probably don't realise it, is the most bought AK-47 that currently exists in Rust. Let me show you. So again, based on bare minimum sales, aka subscriber count, if we were to take a look at all of these by, of course, highest subscriber count, what do you see? It has now eclipsed the Ox AR. There are 232 AK-47s that exist. This is the most abundant, apparently. Now, I should point out, that's the bare minimum sales. We don't know how many more of them exist. There very likely could be 50,000 plus. Remember, private accounts out there probably bought thousands. We can't guarantee the actual amount in circulation because, again, there's a lot of them potentially being hidden. So the likes of the information that we definitely know, that AK has sold crazily, hasn't it? But we do have to question now, is it still going to suffer? So with the likes of Ox AR and Shattered Mirror AR, they haven't done very well. That's doomed. Both of them are doomed. However, when you look at the likes of the Comics AR, well, that's pure white basically. 35,000 pushing up to about 36,000 bare minimum sales. That did great because people like to use like full whiteout with the likes of that in the Arctic environment, and you know, you basically blend in the snow. But the likes of this, well, it's not even the only black, like full black AK skin that we have. I mean, for example, with the Blackout AK, if I just scroll down a little bit, you'll see it right here. Yep. That right there has less than half. There's less than half of these that exist compared to the Ninja AR. But that's doing very, very nicely. And then, of course, I also brought up the likes of the Pirate AK that came out earlier this year. There he is. Yep. Only about 16,000 sales bare minimum. That, I honestly said, was like, if you're looking for a budget Blackout AK, just look at that. Both of them have useful red aim sights. Ninja AR has a white aim sight. So, okay, now we've got to look at this properly. Now we've got to really kind of consider what we're going to do with this. I can confirm that if we go to the likes of the workshop, I believe it's been asked. If we go over to here, any plans for clothing and armor? Mishka has said yes. We could very likely have the likes of a ninja-themed core set, aka Tier 2, Tier 3, and hoodie and pants. I wouldn't be surprised if we see that. Maybe it might be primitive. We shall see, we shall see. But basically, I do worry for this. I can see there being many problems based on the fact that, well, how have AK-47s, performed over the past year? Like, how have people behaved with their AK-47s? Well, take a look at all of them that came out this year. What do you see? The vast majority of them are, in fact, in the negative. So, unfortunately, people aren't loyal to their AK-47s. I've said this so many times, and I have to keep saying this. That might look very cool and very nice right now. Imagine what we see tomorrow, or the day after that, or the week 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 after that. Do you understand this? Do you understand the problems? There's always another AK. People aren't loyal to their AKs. When a brand new, shiny, cool-looking one appears, they're going to throw away the old one, grab the new one. And another brand new, shiny, cool-looking one appears, throw away that one and get the new one. It just keeps happening over and over and over and over again. So, yeah. There's other cheaper blackout options. There's tons of these in circulation. Whilst it does look cool, especially when you aim down the sight and see the very sinister-looking eyes staring back at you, I just don't think it's going to be retaining its value. If we do see continuations, if we do see like a full proper ninja set being made, all right, yeah, I could see the AK doing a fair bit better. But with the amount that have been bought, and the amount that you will very likely be seeing on the Steam market, I could imagine that there's far too many of these that have been bought in excess, aka far too many of these have been bought with a pure intent to sell, and people are very likely going to undercut each other on the Steam market, and the price is going to suffer because of it. And so with that, I am probably going to want to stick with doing about maybe like a $1 to $1.50 buy order. Because I can imagine that that does have a lot of demand, but I can also foresee it going down pretty hard. Now, I can see the demand helping it and kind of keeping the price up a fair bit. But, yeah, over the course of like the next 2 weeks, I could imagine it's going to probably suffer a fair bit. So we shall see what happens next. But post-Christmas literally is just around the corner. Maybe things just instantly work out all right and then it just stays fine until like probably the end of January. Then it goes down. We're going to have to wait and see. But I honestly think the only reason why this did so many sales is because this came out and probably people thought that this was all a combination. So that, explains why all of these did over 40,000 sales. fair enough. But yeah, I've said my price suggestion there, $1 to $1.50. Whilst I can see demand is there, I worry for the amount that have been bought, and I just can't imagine that it's going to be retaining. And as I said, there are cheaper alternatives, so yeah. Cool. Shall we move on? Shall we start talking about the antique sword? Right, this is going to be very quick and very straightforward. Take a look at all the other salvage sword skins that have come out very recently over the past 2 or so years. Every single one of them is about $1 because people don't care for salvage sword skins. So that would mean we're going to be doing a 70 cent to 90 cent buy order. I'm very sorry, but there's no other way of explaining that. That's just a very straightforward response, isn't it? So 70 cents to 90 cents. It's not going to be retaining its value. Very cool looking skin, I will give it that, but even then, we've had very cool Savage Sword skins over the past 2 years. That right there might look cool now. Give it some time, suddenly nobody cares about it anymore. I'm sorry to say, but yeah. Right, then we have the fun one, Legacy Bow. So this one's a little bit awkward. You might not fully realise this, but this doesn't technically have a skin creator who made it. It was Rust. Facepunch made it. Facepunch made the skin. And that means we don't have a workshop page. That means we don't have a subscriber count to look at. So the best that SCMM can do is it can look at all the accounts it has access to be able to look at, it, the inventories it can see and whatnot. So this thinks there's only 237 plus that exist. Like I was saying, because it can't see the actual subscriber count, that's very likely nowhere near correct. If anything, I wouldn't be surprised if this is like the 4th best-selling skin of the week. And I should also point this out to you. If you look at the details in the recent Facepunch blog, sorry about that. Okay, just look. If I zoom in now, scroll up. Okay, okay, there we go. I had to scroll up. There you go. Right, the Legacy Bow is a limited item only store. I'm so bad, sorry. The Legacy Bow is a limited time only store item which is only purchasable during the month of December. This bow skin pays homage to the first ever bow model in Rust. Read that right there. Purchasable during the month of December. So it's going to persist into tomorrow's Rust store, the Rust store next week, and the Rust store after that. This is going to be in 4 different Rust stores. So whilst we can't exactly see how many of them exist, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a lot of them, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's a whole lot more of them, because this is going to be appearing in the Rust store for the first Christmas week, the second Christmas week, and the Rust store for the final week, the final Rust store of 2023. So, yeah, I don't think we really want to go too high onto this, because we also have to question, guys, like, do you think the design, I'm not hating on it, let me just talk about it though, do you honestly think people are going to be going super crazy at the sight of this? Is this like groundbreaking forever? Is this going to be always amazing? Like, would you prefer to have this over the likes of like a comics bow or a rainbow pony bow, very straightforward colours or very colourful? I'm not like hating on it, I'm just saying, like, what do other people think? Chat, this is your opportunity to sit there and say your opinions. Would the likes of that bow, which of course has a completely different design compared to all the other bows that exist, will that always feel special? Will that always appear to be special amongst all the people that play the game and whatnot? What do you think? What do you say? Because personally, based on the fact that it's going to be in 4 different Rust stores, it's also going to be in a Rust store after post-Christmas. That's something you need to be aware of. I can't help but feel like it's going to potentially struggle with its price. All right? So, talking about what we have here, whilst it's a very cool, unique design, you take one look at the hunting bows that have come out over the past 2 or so years, and you might notice that people don't seem to care about hunting bow skins whatsoever. So many of these are close to $1, and even last year. So my answer to you is, whilst this is a very cool, unique, special item in terms of, like, technically this was supposed to be a separate item, but it is a skin. Yeah, I don't imagine it's going to be retaining that $3.49 price. I can imagine it's going to suffer. Awkward, I know. So overall, it's going to be in another 3 Rust stores, so it's going to be available for another 3 weeks. I can't help but think maybe this isn't going to be doing as good as we thought it would. So I really am struggling to think about what price I might want to offer, because, once this is out of the Rust store, once, it's all said and done, maybe it actually might be quite special enough that it does retain its value. I have seen quite a lot of people have been buying it and using it in game and whatnot. I am conflicted. So maybe it's best to just kind of play it safe. Maybe based on what we've seen with all the other hunting bows, you probably only want to do like $1. But I can't help but think, like, that's still special. That's still going to be doing quite all right. But again, we don't know how many of them have been bought. Sales definitely help dictate price. If there's far too much stock compared to actual demand, then we have the excess stock and people undercut each other on the Steam market, third-party sites and whatnot, the price will be devalued. So, yeah, I don't think I'm going to be doing a price close to $3.49. I think I'm going to do $1 to $2. All right? I can't imagine it'll still always have like a special spot in many people's hearts, but I can't help but feel like it's just not that special enough. And whilst it does stand out a fair bit compared to many other skins, of course, I just don't think it's like too insane, and I don't think people are going to care too much as time goes on. What do you reckon of the possibility of seeing other bow skins like this in a unique special design? Like, they've done it once, do you reckon they'll do it again? There's lots of things to consider. I know it's awkward. I'm very sorry. But yeah, so I'm going to do $1 to $2. I know that's very broad, but if I see the price going down very quickly, I can just remove one of my buy orders. Remember, I use 2 accounts of buy orders. So yes, if it starts crashing pretty hard, I can just like press the eject button, fly away, and just stick with my original $1 buy order. Now, if that sounds concerning to you, well, start considering what prices you want to offer. All right, we've got a good 1 hour and 10 minutes until we have to chase after the likes of doing these buy orders. So let's now start talking about the likes of the regular skins. We've already talked about the abnormals. We have the regular skins to talk about, and we don't have much. I want to talk about the Copper M249 first because it's very easy and very straightforward. This Copper M249, take a look at all the other M249 skins that came out over the past 2 years. You might notice that they're not doing very well. Negative 51, negative 48, down to 22, negative 60, negative 8, negative 28, and negative 50. Well, I can't help but feel like that's probably going to go down to about $1. Exactly like the Antique Sword. Overall, the most likely answer is this going to go down to $1? So therefore, I'm going to do 70 cents, 90 cents. I'm very sorry to say that, but I don't think it's going to be holding up. You have to question gun demand. How often are you even using the M249 weapon itself? Is there justification to own skins? Are people actually getting the M29 frequently and being able to put a skin on it and whatnot? Yeah, so awkward, I know. And then we have the Ronin set. So Ronin hoodie and pants have sold just under 12,000 bare minimum. When we make a comparison to the likes of the tier 2 and the tier 3 armor, well, this seems to be wedged in just so nicely between the likes of tier 2 and tier 3. This means tier 3 is going to probably not do so badly from here on now, because like this isn't that far off from hoodie and pants. But what this does mean is the tier 2 set, as in the tier 2 armor, will be the most expensive piece out of the whole set, because there's an extra 1,000 of these in comparison to the kilt, for example. 9,369 compared to just under 12,000 on both of these. So that's not too hard to understand. If everybody wanted a complete set of these, there's only so many kilts to go around. And of course with the likes of the coffee can and the vest. But kilt's more important because that's the only leg armor we have. And, you know, we care about core pieces. So so the main question is what's going to happen with the set? Is it going to stay in demand? Are people going to really like it from here and now? Post-Christmas will clearly point that out to us, whether it's going to be successful or not. But we do know Bad Trip does intend to make some more Ronin weapons. So we potentially might have the likes of maybe a Thompson soon, or maybe we'll have the likes of some actual melee weapons, maybe a sword. That would be cool, wouldn't it? That would be cool. So we're just going to have to wait and see. But I am a little bit, I'm a fair bit concerned. We have 2 weeks of Christmas now, and I can't help but feel like the people who bought into this might get a little bit impatient. And they might start unloading their stock because they're not going to see instant gratification quickly. So my answer is, I think we're going to probably want to do like 50 to 60 cents just to play it safe. But I could imagine it probably doing quite all right as time goes on. So you could always just relist a different price at some point later. But for now, that's what I'm going to suggest. And post-Christmas time, we'll see how much people happen to like the full Ronin set. Sounds good? Awesome. Right, cool. So we've basically talked about all the skins. We shall see what happens next when we do the actual buy orders. I just want to talk a little bit. So during this stream, I was actually doing multi-streams. Basically, I was streaming on Twitch. Twitch chat, say hello to YouTube right now. I was actually streaming to YouTube. But unfortunately, some weird thing happened in which like the connection went a bit awry, and I don't know why. I have no idea what happened. So if you're one of those YouTube people, please be aware that I am streaming on Twitch as well. And if it goes down, just go to Twitch instead. You'll see it in the description of this video, all the links to my socials and whatnot. I want to try and fix that. That was my first proper multi-stream, and something went a little bit awkward. It was my upload speed, and I don't know what caused it, because I'm only uploading one video, or one like bit of footage. It's Streamlabs that should be doing a job of splitting it up and whatnot, so I'm not sure what went wrong. I'm going to have to look into it, but do be aware, from here and now, I do intend to do multi-streams. I do intend to kind of expand into the likes of YouTube and make sure that I'm available to all those people who happen to be watching my YouTube videos and whatnot. Because it appears many of you don't realise I have a Twitch stream, or maybe you just don't like Twitch. Fair enough, but I thought I'd put the effort in. So I've had a lot of support over the past month or so in regards to the Support a Streamer campaign, which is something we can talk about again real quickly. So yes, do be aware with the Support a Streamer campaign, for the likes of the Twitch Rivals desktop, you have until December 31st to get this. The way in which you can get it is you have to go watch someone streaming Rust, and you have to either subscribe at tier 1, so let me reiterate this, subscribe for yourself at tier 1, then gift a tier 1 sub, or just gift 2 tier 1 subs. That's how you can get that. And right now there is a promotion on Twitch where subscriptions and gifted subs are 25% off, I believe. So if you're still wanting or questioning whether you want this, it's now cheaper to get a hold of this. So it's up to you what you do, but it's only for people streaming on Twitch, because Twitch themselves give you the special code, in which you then have to go over to here, sign into the account that you actually want to get the skin onto, and then you would then put in the code and it'll give it to your account. Simple as that. Understood? All good? Now you're probably wondering, Hedge, okay, we've screamed and shouted a lot, but what is going to be the time where we see the Rustall rotation tomorrow? I don't know. We've already had Force Wipe. Technically, this isn't Force Wipe. And do be aware, we're not actually seeing the in-game Christmas content until Saturday. So let me just go through this first, then I'll point out that. So with the skins, I actually put out a Rust Workshop skin checks video today, but I only talked about the continuations that I've noticed. Overall, there's 167 submissions. But in regards to Christmas Rust stores, on average, you have 10 skins for each week. So I reckon, out of all 167 skins that you see here, about 20 of them, yes, get a good look at all this very, 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 very quickly. About 20 of these skins are likely going to get picked. Have you gone through this list yourself? Well, you might want to go do that now, because you very likely might be able to figure out what potentially might be picked tomorrow. Do you have great judgment? Do you have great taste? There's a lot of gingerbread, that tastes good. But yeah, get a good look at all of that, get yourself nice and familiarised, and when we see the actual skins accepted tomorrow, you can question, fairly easier, whether you actually want to jump in and buy them. Now, in terms of investments, brand new Christmas skins are not good investments. I wouldn't recommend it. But you can pick them up for a much cheaper price around springtime in 2024 and then hold out until Christmas 2024 to sell them for much better prices. That's what I did during 2023. So, yeah. And as I was alluding to, if I scroll down here, when does the actual in-game Christmas content comes out? It comes out this Saturday on December 16th. Let's just get the confirmation. It's just down over to here. There we go. Zoom in a bit more, scroll. Okay, there we go. So the actual in-game Christmas content is coming out this Saturday, 7 o'clock UK time. 7 o'clock UK time on December 16th. All right, so it's not coming out tomorrow. The first Christmas Rust store is coming out tomorrow, but the actual in-game Christmas stuff, I'm talking about with the likes of the silly gingerbread portals and the actual gingerbread building skin, that's all coming out this Saturday. Understood? All good? Cool. Cool. And like I said, if you want to go take a look at the likes of my Rust Workshop skin checks video right here, you can get yourself all nice and informed of many skins that will be coming out, because I do point out the likes of continuations. I even have my own special picks, because there's some very cool looking skins, like for example the fridge, or the gingerbread rug. The gingerbread bearskin rug's actually a very good shout. But where's the snow globe? There you go. Snow globe right there. That has to be picked. That is just too special. It's just too, like, a completely unique idea, perfectly befitting of Christmas, and it's a fridge. So yeah, cool idea. But we'll see, all right? We'll see. I don't know anything that's going to be picked. We can only guess. So consider watching the video, and yeah, Oh, one extra thing. If you happen to own any festive garlands, sell them now. Because when we get the Rust Store tomorrow, you're going to see all the Christmas items being reintroduced at much lower prices. Or rather, just for the festive garlands. With the likes of Christmas Door Wreath, well, that's expected to go up in price in the Steam market because that's going to be at a more expensive price in the Rust Store compared to what we have right here. This is selling for less than $2. Tomorrow, it's going to be brought back and selling in the Rust Store at like $3.49. Therefore, people will buy these out tomorrow because it's cheaper, isn't it? So this will actually push all the way up to about $3. Stupid, isn't it? But I'm aware of it. I've seen it happen many times. Cool. So we're gonna skip ahead to those abnormal barders now, and then after that we'll take a look at the support. Sounds good? Right, let's jump in. Right then, people, here we go. We got a lot of skins to chase after. Best of luck to each and every single one of you. Hopefully this appears quickly. It very likely will. How many buy orders do you reckon it's going to have? The legitimate buy orders. 5,730. Wow, cool. That's normal, isn't it? I'm definitely not going to be able to buy one for super cheap. 17 file. What? The hell? Did I just witness? Okay, well, there you go. Loads of eager people definitely want it. Okay. Legacy Bow hasn't appeared. Damn. All right, well, that's a bit of a surprise. Oh my god. Right, what price did I want to offer? I said push all the way up to like 230. And that's what I'll do. Everybody else is a coward. You heard me. I called you it. What are you going to do? Chat. You're too cowardly. You're not going for it. Cowards. You heard me. I said it. You're cowards. And come on, Ninja AR. Do it. Do it. Make yourself known. Right, what we're pushing up to. We're going to do 1.52. Awesome. And then that leaves us with Legacy Bow. No. And Antique Sword. No. Damn, where's the Legacy Bow? Do people not realise it's marketable right now? It's been a minute and a half. I'm pretty sure a lot of people bought it. Chat, who bought a Legacy Bow? Oh, actually, I think I might have. Yeah. One sec. Let me go. As a oh, yeah, I can sell it. All right, let's go sell it for 10. Because, you know, why not? Get ready, chat. It's about to pick. Oh, okay, well, oh, damn it. Damn it. Antique sword. No. Yes. No. Yes. No. Maybe. I don't know. Can you repeat the question? Shut up, Hedge. I will. Sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I ruined everyone's day. Come on. Okay. So we're going to be pretty strong on you. Doodly doodly doo. We'll see how this all turns out. Will it retain its value? Will it struggle? Well, if it's going to persist throughout all of this month, I wouldn't be surprised a lot of them get bought. Sorry, what? No, don't you dare say that to me. No, no. What? No, come back to me. All right, I did go through. Right, well, that was incredibly botched, sort of. Right, so what we'll do is we'll leave it for a bit, and then we'll come back and take a look at the support. Sounds good? Let's skip ahead. Alright then, people, we are back. It's been over, well, it's just about 23 minutes, and as you can see, we've got price listings right here, right now. Let's go ahead and take a look at all of those skins and see what the barter build-up looks like. So yeah, that's got just under 20,000 buy order requests. Yeah, that's perfectly legitimate. No funny business now, no. So if we just take a look at the barter build-up, scroll down, what do we see? 11,000 buy orders put down at $1.26, which is straight up £1. So that is a UK account. Doesn't necessarily mean it's definitely someone from the UK. Rather, a lot of us are under suspicion for some strange reason. UK currency tends to always get priority. We don't seem to know why. So yeah, That's not a coincidence at that price. It quite literally is someone using a UK account. Well, there is another account slightly below with 5,500 buy order requests. At the end of the day, yeah, these are all botted. It was botted like crazy. Will these buy orders always stick around? We do not know. But let's just, in our heads, take away like 12,000 buy orders. So overall, then, we have still about 7,000 buy order requests. And I'm not too surprised by that because loads of people are fully well aware that this is a special skin. Will we see something like it again in the future? Well, maybe. And of course, right now during the Twitch Rivals event, there is Team Rocket's or the Green Team's face mask, which is basically the same, but it still has a strap. But it's got a green top, so I'm pretty sure a lot of people would appreciate that regardless. It's for free, so what are you going to do? And if you haven't got it, go watch the streams now. You just need to have a Twitch account connected to a Steam account to be able to get those skins. It's not too hard, so sort that out whilst you can. But with what we see here, as we scroll up, you can see it's building up ever so strongly, pushing all the way into $2 and above, and going all the way up to $2.32. Guys, if you're looking to buy something right now, yes, the face mask is definitely something you could consider. But if you're still very hesitant, especially based on the fact that it's done over 50,000 bare minimum sales, and very likely there's maybe 60 or 70,000 or even more out there, especially considering the likes of private accounts, then maybe you just might want to stick with doing a strong buy order. Maybe you don't want to jump into it straight away, but you have to take it into consideration that post-Christmas is literally just 2 weeks away, all right? Sorry for the thing. But yeah, loads of people will be returning to play the game. I wouldn't be surprised a lot of people missed out on buying that, but you know what? They can buy it then, and they probably will, with all that Christmas money they get. So could this push up instantly? We'll slowly find out, but over the course of this Christmas period, it probably might just retain its value. We might end up seeing hundreds, maybe even 1,000 plus quantity at some point. Wouldn't be surprised by that either. But I do know that this is going to be appreciated, and I can see it working out quite right eventually. But much like the Pirate Collection, which did sell a ton, but, you know, managed to retain its value, it didn't really go up in price that much. It just kind of stayed around the Rust Ore price, went a little bit below, went a little bit above, but only now will we see it rise up in price quite nicely. This right here has only just literally appeared, so maybe it might take even longer for it to eventually go up in price, much like the Whiteout Collection. There was a stupidly high amount of them being bought, but after 2 years, now it's reaching higher prices, and the quantities have slowly, diminished. In terms of like the Steam market and of course the third-party sites. So yep, Legacy Kevlar face mask, that's cool. What about the chest plate? Chest plate's basically in the exact same position, exact same build-up. 12,500 buy orders at $1. What? Well, there you go. 3,700 there at $1.19. If you take those away, you've got about like 14,000 buy orders. That means there's about 4,000 to 5,000 buy orders in total that seem to be actually legit. And again, it's basically the same thing, pushing all the way up into $2 and all the way up to $2.30. So yes, the combination of both the face mask and the chest plate, they both look like perfectly fine things to consider buying if you're wanting to. Now we go ahead and take a look at the likes of the Ninja AK-47. When I look at this in dollars, what do you see? It's only going up to just under $2. This is a $2.49 skin. The buy order prices are only going up to $1.90. Do you reckon that's going to retain its value? That skin right there, that's done bare minimum 40,000 plus sales, the highest selling skin so far, that is an AK-47, supposedly. Yeah, that's not going to have a good time, is it? Plus, someone instantly puts down 30 quantity. You're not very smart, sir. So, basically, this is looking like it's going to have some instant problems. Far too many of them were bought in comparison to actual genuine demand. Now, of course, as I said, in about 2 weeks' time, we're going to have a lot of people returning to play the game. Maybe a lot of people missed out on buying that. That's understandable. That's fine. Will that manage to retain its value? Will it still potentially turn into a profit? Well, we'll find out, but maybe it's a little bit too long for for people to... can people hold out? Can people restrain themselves from, unloading all of their stock onto the Steam market? As of now, it doesn't look like they can. And it's only been, the first 30 minutes. So we'll find out tomorrow when we look at it again. But I worry for that. I wouldn't buy it. You could just put down a strong buy order and, put down $2, you just save 50 cents. That's not too bad, is it? So we'll see what happens next. Then with the likes of the Legacy Bow. And $3.49. Buy orders only going up to $2. It's not as, there wasn't as much interest in this compared to the other skins. So that's a bit awkward. Yes, this still had a botted buy order, 3,900 there and 2,300 there, but take those away and, well, it's only got 2,000-ish buy orders, and that's not exactly super great, is it? But I can imagine that there'll be some more bilders appearing tomorrow, but we do have to be aware that this is going to be persisting throughout all of this month. We are aware that this is going to be in all the Rust stores throughout December. So tomorrow, the week after that, and the week after that. I can't help but think there's a lot more of these in circulation than we realise. We've already addressed that earlier in what would be this video. We will find out what happens next. And I will point out the $2 buy order, that's me. So if I get any of these, well, yeah. But again, from here and now, will this always be special? Will people treat it specially? And yeah, okay. So again, loads of people will be hopping in. But will people buy it from the Rust store, or will they notice it's cheaper on the Steam market? We'll have to find out, won't we? So we'll leave it from here. But yeah, this only has like 2,000 proper legitimate buy orders. And okay, cool. So here we have the antique sword. I can see there's a ping. Don't worry, Maxim. We'll sort that out in a second. And with the antique salvage sword, only 689 buy orders, and well, there you go, 70 cent to 90 cent buy orders, and that's it. The highest buy order is 82 cents. That is $2.49 right now. That is not retaining its value. No. So we already established this. Salvage sword skins don't seem to retain their value. They all end up at around $1. So we did 70 cent, 90 cent buy orders, and yeah, the interest in that is low. That is awkward. That is unfortunate, but it is what it is. So yeah, that's it. That's basically everything. That was all the abnormal barter talk. But as I said, the only skins that look safe are the Legacy Kevlar Tier 3. So yeah, that's it. Tomorrow, like I said, when the first Christmas Rust store for 2023 appears, the likes of the Ronin hoodie and pants and the Copper M249 will become marketable, and we can chase after them, do barders in them as well. So make sure you've got links prepared for them. If you want to know how to get a link prepared for that, well, if you go to SCMM's store links, store page, so you can see here's the main one, the most recent store that we currently have. If you click Marketplace, that will give you a link to the likes of the Ronin hoodie. Yes, right now it's not marketable, but we have the prepared market page. So when it does become marketable, all I've got to do is refresh like we did with the abnormals, and then, yeah, maybe it'll appear, and then I can do a barter, and then, yeah, job done. Awesome. Great. So, yeah, that's it. That's basically everything. Now, what will happen tomorrow in regards to the Christmas Rust store? Don't expect an early Rust store. I have sat down and waited for Christmas Rust stores before, and they ended up being fairly late. I don't think we're having a force wipe tomorrow. I don't know all the details in regards to that. And like I said, we're not actually getting the actual Christmas in-game content added until this Saturday. So let me reiterate that, and you can see right there, on December 16th, 7 o'clock in the evening, UK time. So if you're European, you probably can figure out the time zones there. For Americans, it says 2 o'clock in the afternoon Eastern time, I believe. Is that correct? Is that, yeah, okay, cool. So yeah, the actual in-game Christmas content is going to be appearing on the 16th. So 2 days after the first Rust store. So maybe we'll see more interest in the Christmas stuff then. That's fine. We can live with that. You're just going to have to wait a little bit longer until you can make your Christmas tree and whatnot. And of course with the first reveal of the gingerbread building skin, which I think a lot of people are very hopeful for. So yeah, that's basically it. Don't expect an early Rust store rotation tomorrow, but be prepared just in case. You really do need to figure out, do I want to buy these? So I don't know what time of day it is right now that you're watching this video, which is now on YouTube, but time's ticking. And if you wait too long, well, you'll miss out. But then again, with the amount of sales, is it going to be that hard to be able to pick these up at a reasonable price in the future? Maybe in 2 weeks' time, they instantly go up. Maybe they don't. We'll find out. Sounds good? Understood? There's one extra stupid thing that I want to share with you. So, of course, like I say, keep an eye on the commits. Lots of very strange things get mentioned, but we potentially could be the first people to be aware of upcoming new content that will be revealed or inserted at some point later down the line. Well, it turns out we've got a Youtooz thing coming out. Actually, it's already been announced, so I'll show you that in a second. But do you know those weird little plastic things? There's a new set that's just come out, apparently, or you can pre-order, and you get a special item in game. Yes, it's exactly like the what was it? What was the gaming chair? Was there Maxim Apple Juice? Do you remember what the gaming chair was? What was the gaming chair? If you bought it, you also could get it in Rust. It was Secret Lab. That was it. Thank you very much, Secret Lab. So when you buy it, you get a special item in game, and I'll show it to you right there. Here you go. So you got like you got these two Youtooz coming out on December 22nd, and if you buy them, you get them in game as well. It appears. So yeah, that's pretty goofy. And I don't think it's been properly revealed, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be those two things. So You have the Rustage eggs and all the silly decoration things. That appears to be another special decoration that you can have. And yeah, I feel like that's everything we needed to say. You collect them, do you, Wizard? Well, looks like you definitely want to get these then. I wonder if they get bought out quickly because everybody wants the in-game stuff instead. Then they're thrown away. Anyway, so at least you're aware of it. So give that a good look. It's on Youtooz's Twitter page. Feel free to get that and check. Oh, that was announced 2 days ago. Oh, well, for me it's 2 days ago. Yesterday, we could say. Yesterday. All right. And if you want to be aware of the likes of the new potential Christmas skins, or more specifically the likes of the continuations, please consider taking a look at the likes of my Rust Workshop skin checks video. I don't show all the skins because it's not my collections. It's that German guy collections. It's not my collection. It's that German guy's collection. So, being respectful, I only talked about all the continuations that I was aware of. And that was basically it. So give that a good look. There's lots of interesting continuations. I talk about the potential financial success if they were to be accepted. Plus, that's a very cute-looking penguin. Who knows what we could see being added tomorrow. But all you got to do is go to the likes of this, look in the description. You'll see the link to the page, and you could go take a look at all the skins yourself. And yeah, and don't forget to say thank you to TGG for presenting this in a nice, lovely manner. Awesome. Awesome, 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 awesome. So, yeah, we are done. We are done. That's a wrap. Who knows what silly things will be added next? Who knows what other stupid things I'll be wearing tomorrow? I'm not looking forward to it. And so, with that, I guess we're all done. Have a lovely evening or a day. I don't know what time you're watching it, but yeah, you do good. You're right. So, yeah, bye.